Hey guys, it's been a minute. I no longer have a little bump update. That's very sarcastic, but it's been 2 months now that I am postpartum, that I have been a mom to the most adorable little baby. He's sleeping right now, so I'm gonna take advantage. I finally feel like I can get back to recording. Honestly, I had all these plans of recording so much, but I was not prepared. I was not prepared for the newborn stage, or what people like to call the 4th trimester. I wish I would have done a little bit more into that where I will learn, but people said you're never prepared and every baby's different, every situation is different, so all journeys are completely different. So I did want to come on here and just kind of talk about how my 8 weeks postpartum have been. I'm going to enter a new season in my life that I want to document as a mom and really just getting into my routine, and you might want to stay in for that. But first, I think it's very, very important for me to share how my 8 weeks postpartum have gone. All right, 8 weeks postpartum. Wow, it has been a roller coaster. It has come with so many challenges, but I have slowly started to build up my confidence as a mom, and that is probably the most impressive thing that I feel like has happened. At first, when he was born, I'm like, oh my God, he's so tiny, he's so fragile. I don't know what to do. But now I understand a little bit more of him, and obviously as our journey evolves, as we grow, we're gonna get better at it. I know my husband also feels like he's definitely getting better at it. So let's talk a little bit about just myself, how 8 weeks postpartum has been. So the first month, I wouldn't say like after birth, after giving birth, I recovered pretty quickly. If you guys want a birth story, I could definitely work on that. If I get a few thumbs up, I know my channel's pretty small, so maybe 5 thumbs up, I can start working on it. But you know, spoiler alert, I did have a very easy recovery. I am very, very grateful for that. I was honestly kind of up and going and doing a lot of things after I gave birth, but I was also trying to be extra careful, especially with my mom being around. She's like, you're not supposed to be doing things. I did my best to just rest, and I rested as much as I could because I was a little bit scared that because I didn't have any like symptoms, fatigue, I was a little bit fatigued, I was exhausted, that maybe I was running off of adrenaline and later on things were gonna be horrible, right? Now sleep is a whole different ballpark because I already had no sleep from the start of my labor, and then he was born and there was no sleep at all. So that was one of my biggest challenge, was the no sleeping part, and that took me a while to kind of recover. We're finally feeling like we're recovering, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself, but we're getting used to it. So I feel like when you're not used to it, it's a shock to your system of like, whoa, I have to wake up every like hour or so, or not even get a full hour stretch. Now we're getting 3 hours, 4 hour stretches, which feels like we have slept a full 8 hours. Like I said, my recovery went pretty well. I have been able to prep most of my food. Now, my husband and I, we did get ready in advance with buying a lot of like frozen ready food from like Costco, so that way we didn't really have to think about it. We could just throw in the air fryer and eat food. I wish I would have recorded all that stuff. Like I said, I had this idea in my head because I seen other YouTubers that do it who like had their baby and they start recording right away. I just couldn't, and I wasn't gonna get myself super exhausted over that, just because I also have my business to take care of and I don't want to like cause more stress on myself. So we were doing that, but if I'm honest, not all the time was I eating the healthiest. At some point I would forget to eat. You are so tired that it was whatever came around I would eat. Or, you know, there was times we gave in because my mom was around. We wanted to make sure that, you know, she wasn't like bored of just being home or just taking care of the baby, which I know that's what she wanted to do. But like at the same time, we wanted to make sure she knew that we appreciated her. So we did go out to eat a little bit more. I did have quite a bit of pan dulce because that's my mom's favorite thing to have, either at night or in the morning. So I'm gonna use her as my little excuse. So that was a little bit of a struggle. So I want to say by week 6, I did get cleared to work out because believe me, all I did before week 6, I want to say around the 3 weeks, I started adding short little walks, and then eventually they got a little bit longer, but there were still short walks, and that wasn't every day. That was just every other day or when I could. At the 6-week mark, my OB said, yeah, you're clear, which kind of seems like everybody gets cleared. I felt like that visit was very short, but that's a video for a different day. So I was cleared that same day. I went and worked out because my husband was like, you're not you need to go work out and you need some time away from the boys, right? So I've been at home, glued on to my baby, which I love, but at the same time, I need my me time. And this is something I talk to all of my clients. So he said, go to the gym. Since you've been cleared, I went to the gym. I was able to do 1 workout that week. And what I did for those workouts were the workouts I was doing on my last weeks of pregnancy, just because they needed to be very low intensity. And I had not done anything beforehand. Like I've seen girls who are doing core activation movements. I don't have the energy to even think about it, okay? So I'm not gonna put myself down about it because I did have the idea that I was gonna be that person, like doing my core exercises, my deep core exercises while he was sleeping. No, ain't gonna happen. So 6 weeks, I got 1 workout in. At the 7-week mark, I got 2 workouts in, and I feel weak. Let me tell you, like I feel strong in all the certain areas, right? Like I don't have too much of an issue with certain things, but my core feels so weak and my back is like in so much pain. So I've been taking it as light as possible. By my 3rd week of working out, which is now the 8 weeks of postpartum, I have been able to do 3 workouts. And I want to say by the 3rd workout, I felt like my body was starting to feel a little bit stronger, which is so amazing about the body is that it remembers everything. Okay. Now, a few little things. I've been struggling a lot. It's very hard for me to talk about my struggles, especially when I'm going through them. Especially right now, I feel like I am going over a little bit of a hurdle because I was kind of like in a very kind of dark place postpartum due to like some breastfeeding challenges that I am not ready to talk about just yet. I like to make sure that I am in a good place before I even talk about it. So that has been a very hard thing, and I'm gonna get emotional because I don't like talking about stuff like this. It has been a challenge with a lot of the changes, and I knew changes were gonna happen, but you get so many intrusive thoughts that I didn't realize were gonna happen. I kind of lost myself for a little bit, and that's okay because I'm not trying to get back to who I am. I'm trying to rebuild myself to the person I'm supposed to be now that I am a mom, because I am on a new journey now. But it has been a struggle to want to be motivated. Like I've been going to the gym. I love going to the gym, but I don't feel like myself right now. I don't feel like I'm the most comfortable in my body. All right, it's been a few weeks since I made that video, and I really just thought about re-recording the whole thing. But then when I like record things or I think about it too much, nothing ever comes out right. So I just figured it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. But I do feel like obviously I got a little awkward with me getting a little emotional, and I didn't talk about other things. And I did want to come on here because I know I mentioned like, oh, I kind of went through the struggles and I'm not ready to talk about it. But I do want to share that I was getting help already at that moment. I had already reached out for help, and I was following whatever the help provided, which was a plan, which has helped me and my family as well just getting better overall. And I did want to come on here and share that because obviously I am feeling so much better now from the time that I recorded that video, it's been maybe 2 weeks now, and I was already halfway through the plan that I was working out. And I just wanted to share that so that way nobody thought that I was going through the struggle by myself. Although I do say there were challenges, and like the first 6 weeks of my baby being born was a very big challenge, but now we are at the 10-week mark and things are looking so much better. You know, if you are struggling with anything, just reach out for help, right? Because I was struggling with breastfeeding, so I reached out for help, and my journey looks a little bit different than what I expected, but at least I'm able to still provide food for him, which was very difficult when I thought that I couldn't, since I felt like my body let me down, especially someone who really takes care of, you know, her body and eats good, nutritious food. I had this vision when my baby was going to be born. I was going to be able to provide all the nutrients that he needed, and we were struggling to make breastfeeding a thing. Obviously, there's two of us. There's him and then there's me. So at first I thought I was not providing enough milk for him, but it turns out that he was just getting too comfortable and just was not eating enough, and he was always hungry, which made the newborn stage very difficult. Now, it's not that I never fed him. We did supplement, but he also had a little bit of issues with formula, so I wanted to make sure that I can provide as much milk as I can for him for his full feed of a day. I reached out to, well, it was like a lactation consultant, but it's an international broad lactation consultant. Okay, so IBLLC. Wow, mom brain. And she was able to provide like a plan and a solution, and I took into that. So I just wanted to come on here and share that really briefly, because it seemed very like I'm not ready to talk about it, and maybe it looked like, when I was looking at the video, it looked like I was maybe struggling on my own. And I was at first. Now, like, finding the help and the right guidance really put things in a different perspective and sent me the direction that I needed to go. So just wanted to come on here and clarify that. But yeah, I am so excited for the next journey, and let's get back to the video. If you guys don't know, I do feel like I kind of reverted back to my old body when I first initially had lost weight, and that has been very uncomfortable for me, which has made my motivation very low. And I don't want to say like you should only be motivated by the way you look, but that's something that I realized that did happen, that my motivation dropped a lot because I wasn't very comfortable with myself. It could be that it's not so much of a body issue. It's probably more an underlying thing where I'm going through a new journey, being a mom, getting my fitness involved in this journey that makes it a little bit of an uncomfortable situation, and then also dealing with the challenges that comes with it. But I do want to say, with the challenges, like, I don't want to say, oh my God, this is so hard. No, it is a challenge, and I have noticed myself grow as my baby's getting older. You know, now he's 2 months. Oh my God, how is he 2 months? Like, he is so beautiful. Like, I'm just like, when did this happen? Because the first month, my husband and I went through survival mode. There was a lot of things that happened that month, that there were a lot of issues that I feel like we kind of just wanted to rush things. Like, we were like, oh my God, when are things gonna get better? And now that things have been getting better, like, I'm just like, I wish I could go back and enjoy that little moment. But also, I love seeing the fact that he's smiling now. He opens his eyes, he's curious, and we kind of have a system in place. I don't want to say a routine, but we have something going on right now that I don't want to regret saying I wish I could go back, because I love seeing him like evolve into his little human he's gonna be. But anyways, that was not about him. I lost my train of thought. You know, I thought like after pregnancy I would have my brain back, but I don't have my brain back yet. Like, I don't know how I am functioning half of the time. But I did want to talk about my nutrition. Besides fitness, my nutrition hasn't been the best. When it comes to my nutrition, I have been meal prepping. If you guys see on my stories, I have been eating my healthy meals. But also, if my husband's like, hey, we had a rough day, you want to go get this? Sure. It's a lot easier for me to say yes the reason that is happening is because I'm uncomfortable with my body, or I'm uncomfortable where I'm at right now, and then I get sad and I revert to want to eat, and then I eat, and then I get sad about it, and then I eat again, and then I get sad about it because I am not aligned with my goals and with who I am as a person. And this kind of takes me back to when I first started my weight loss, or it takes me back to like, it kind of like makes me relate to a lot of my clients where they're like, I want to lose weight, but they don't see the initial change. And you get so upset with yourself that you're like, what's the whole point of me making these changes if I'm not seeing the changes? And then you go back to eating. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment, where, you know, I am struggling. Like, I am struggling with my nutrition. Mentally, I need to get my mindset in the right place to get back to my nutrition, and I feel like I'm getting there. And I don't want to be hard on myself because, like I said, I went through a lot. Maybe it's not a lot, but I feel like I went through a lot, you know, with our baby. And my husband constantly reminds me like, hey, it's been 2 months. We're finally feeling like we're getting something down and we're getting in the groove. So stop being so hard on yourself, because I think when we have huge expectations about ourselves, we tend to be hard. And I don't have an issue with having big expectations with myself, because I do feel like I meet my expectations. But right now I have a little human who kind of takes over my life a little bit. And hopefully this video wasn't a full ramble. I just kind of wanted to share that it's been 8 weeks since I gave birth. I had my baby, and I have gone through some struggles, and I wanted to share that because I know some people have messaged me and they said that I make motherhood look so easy. And I want to remind you that when we share pictures, they're just pictures. They're a moment in our life that we want to share. And it's not that I don't want to share my struggles. It's just that when I share a good day, a good win for me, that makes me feel happy. And it kind of erases a little bit of the struggles that I probably went through that whole week, you know? Or for example, like having no sleep at night and being able to go on a walk. But you know, I'm currently around already a full month that I've been alone with the baby. I'm getting the system down. I'm happy. I feel like this week I'll be able to really get into a routine, because I have been working over the weekend when my husband is around and all those things. And I really just need to get into working on a goal that is for me and a little bit away from just mom life, which is amazing. But me being a happy mom also means I'm gonna have a happy baby and a happy husband. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, hopefully this video wasn't anything boring. I just kind of wanted to come on here and share that I had my baby. I have gone through some struggles, and I am ready. I am ready to rebuild. So with that being said, I am start focusing a lot more in rebuilding myself, rebuilding my body, just because I do not believe in the whole get back in shape, bounce back, those type of things. I'm not here to say I'm going to bounce back, because the truth is that Eva, before she got pregnant, we're gonna talk about her like we don't know her, is a different person. And I am not saying that I can't get back into that amazing shape. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get into a better amazing shape now being a mom. I am not calling this a get back in shape. We're gonna rebuild. Like, this is the ACF rebuild era in my journey as a mom. So I am super excited. I want to share everything because I feel like I don't share my journeys because I like to work on them quietly. But this time around, I'm going to share it because I really regret not sharing my bikini prep, because it took so much dedication and hard work. And believe me, now having a baby, that dedication and hard work that I put in there, I'm going to apply it here. And also, this is going to hold me accountable. I want to make sure that I can lead by example to my clients who are moms moms as well and who are doing it. They inspire me so much. Like, I'm just reminded the whole time, like, if they could do it, I can do it too. I just kind of need to get myself situated. That's it for me now. If you have any questions or anything, you can leave them in the comments below. Send me a DM on Instagram. If you want to see my birth story, we didn't record in the hospital. We recorded very little, but we were not focused on that. But I could share a little bit about my birth story, what I did a few weeks before having my baby and how it was and all those things. Just leave me like a thumbs up. And if I get 5 thumbs up, then I'll go ahead and record it if I remember everything, because everything becomes like a blur all of a sudden. It's like on purpose. You start to forget things. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel so you can watch my new season of the rebuild of getting fit as a mom. And I will be sharing everything on here. All right, bye.